Hello, everybody, and welcome. How we doing, Sayed? You all right?
I'm all right, Kasim. I'm living the dream as always. How are you?
I am all goody, good. Now, welcome, guys, to Roll of Advice, the show where we give you advice based on the roll of a die.
Da, 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 da. I just got it in there,
Success,
ever so slightly, a little whisper.
great success.
It's a careless whisper.
Now, this, guys, is how the show works. We'll read out your questions that you sent into us via Instagram, Facebook, and our other social medias, as well as on this live episode today. We'll read out your questions. We'll then roll the dice. We'll discuss it a little bit, and then we'll give you the advice. Now, this is how the die works. If you roll a one or a two, that means you'll get a short and sweet answer. If you roll a three or a four, that means we'll talk about it a little bit. What we talk about is said.
We certainly will. Like always, we'll give it a bit of a chit chat.
Indeed. And if you get a five or a six, that's the jackpot advice. That's the one that you want. Now, on that note, Sayed, tell me, who's the sponsor of today's episode?
Well, the sponsor of today's episode, again, as always, is ELT Prints. I'd like to say a massive thank you to ELT Prints for continuing to sponsor us. Guys, if you don't know who they are, I don't know where you've been living, under a rock, so get out of it and go check out ELT Prints on Instagram and on Etsy. Now, most importantly, guys, you want to take advantage of our amazing 20% off. That's Roll of Advice 20. Make sure you're using your discount code when you're going to checkout because you're going to make yourself a nice little saving. Now you're thinking, what is ELT Prints? What do they do? Well, when you're looking at that wall, I always say this, when you're looking at that wall and you're thinking, how can I spruce that wall up just a little bit more? Maybe I want to put a print up there. You can't decide which print you want to pick. You can't decide what you want to do, how it's meant to look, then get onto ELT Prints and make sure you look and see the amazing stuff they have there. Now, like I said, guys, check out the Instagram, check out their Etsy shop. The links are in the description below. They're just a click away. And don't forget, guys, Roll of Advice 20 is the code that you need. And that's our sponsor. Again, a massive thank you for you guys for sponsoring us and our other sponsors as well. We're not neglecting you. Yeah, don't worry. We haven't forgot about you. Or maybe we have. See you later. Get out of here. I'm joking. That's just a joke. But most importantly, guys, the show is never going to work without all your lot's involvement. So again, a massive thank you for everyone who's been sending in their questions via Facebook, via Instagram, and most importantly, for those questions that come in via the live chat. We always say, if you want to get involved with the show, the link is going to be posted into the chat. Do not be shy. Make sure that you come on. If you want to disagree with us, you want to agree with us, we want to hear it. So get onto the show. And most importantly, if you want to have a bit of a dig at Kasim and Kasim versus the world, then we welcome anyone to take part in that. And talking about Kasim versus the world, Kasim, what is Kasim versus the world question today? What question?
The Kasim versus the world today.
What is it?
I believe that cursive handwriting in this day and age is redundant.
What's cursive handwriting?
Cursive handwriting is basically joint up handwriting.
Okay.
The one that you were taught when you were in primary school and then they made you forget about when you were in secondary. That's the one. So let's have a look at what that will entail later on in the episode. But for now, tell us, what's your issue of the day?
My issue of the day? Well, it's not really something that's bugged me. It's something that's plagued me. Yeah.
Plagued you?
It's plagued me, this. Now, I love bananas.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely love bananas. From when I was a kid, loved them. Now, though, if I have a banana, I get severe heartburn. What's up with that, Kasim? That's crazy.
Oh, damn.
That's insane. Not all the time. It'll just happen sometimes randomly. I'll be like, yo, banana time. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, sometimes I have it in the Weetabix. Yeah. Just kind of living life like a G. But I get heartburn from bananas. Should I put up with the pain, have a Gaviscon after, should I just cut bananas out of my life? Do you think, Carson?
That's a good question. I mean, it's difficult, really, because I don't know whether there's some like medical thing behind that, whether it's like either too much sugar, too much potassium, or something's going on where you're getting some weird reaction all of a sudden. But with that said, I think you should just limit how much you have. Just have it as like a little treat as compared to how much you used to have it. On a Friday when you have a bit of a cheat day at the end of the week, it's a Friday.
So from 6 bananas a day, get down to like maybe 3.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's good because you're having your 5 a day. You're having more than your 5 a day if you're having 6 bananas. But your 5 a day needs to be varied.
6 a day keeps the doctor away.
That's what I'm saying. Well, not our doctor. Our doctor, nobody can keep him away. But
oranges, though. Oranges are disgusting. I don't like oranges.
Nah, get out of here. What do you mean oranges? Oranges are so good. Especially sour oranges. If you like sweet oranges, you need a slap. But if you like sour oranges, you are amazing. Now, I watched a funny video regarding this with Prince Philip.
Regarding what?
Bananas.
Is it bananas?
Or maybe case of writing. Who knows?
Derek, thank you very much.
Indeed. Now, but yeah, that's what I'd say, Sayed. That would be my advice, man. Just limit it down.
Man, apprehension now. Okay, thank you. I'll take that. You're gonna like bananas, but oranges. But I don't like oranges, chongus. What can you do? That was my issue of the day. I thought I'd keep it, short and sweet. It is something that does bug me. But most importantly, guys, it's the favourite time of the show. I know you'll look forward to this. I know I do. It's Qasim's issue of the day. Hit me.
Well, my issue of the day is this. Now it's not like as big as it normally is. It's actually, I think, quite a minor one. Well, actually, for me it isn't minor, but actually no, I'm chatting bubbles. It's huge, right? I've recently bought a new phone.
Yep.
And
you walked into somebody.
I walked into somebody.
And
kid you not.
Did you bump into him and did they turn around and say, "Do you know who I am?"
No, but my phone did. Okay, Google kicked in after it smashed onto the floor, and my screen's cracked. Now, luckily, I took out the insurance, but here's the dilemma.
Here is a dilemma. What's the dilemma?
I can't give my phone away because my work requires me to have my phone on me at all times. Essentially, I'm using my phone to check for work with what my day job is, and I can't really go without it. I'm rubbish at everything else to do with my phone. If somebody tried calling me, I wouldn't answer. If anybody messaged me, I wouldn't reply. Not because I'm trying to be rude. It's just because I forget. In all honesty, the insurance. Who's the insurance with? I missed the deadline to do it with O2, so now it's with Protect My Bubble. They're not sponsored, by the way, so don't go linking them up based on us. I have yet to review them, but basically, what I want to know is, should I just? I mean, this is a brand new phone. This is like maybe about a month old. Okay. And it's the Samsung S21 Ultra 5G edition.
Oh,
so I went all out.
No.
Yeah, I went all out.
1 second. There seems to be a bit of a. Oh no, not Protect My Bubble.
Oh, don't do that to me now. It's too late. Whatever the case is, it's too late. Too far into it.
His bubble's protected.
My bubble is protected. Maybe it's not. Who knows? We'll find out later on. But for now, what do I do, Sayed? I can't live without my phone with regards to work.
So when you say work, how do they contact you via email?
No, it's not necessarily that work contacts me. It's that I need my phone for work. So because I use the webs, the internet of webs a lot, I do a lot of testing on my phone for like mobile sites and stuff like that. So what I need to know is
Do you need a Samsung S21 Ultra?
I don't have another phone.
Okay.
I do need a mobile device. That's the issue. But then
Okay.
I'd be going a week without it, which would then end up slowing down all the work that I'm doing for my clients, which would then end up causing a massive thingy. But it pains me every day having to look at a screen.
Okay.
It's crap.
You've got two options. Option one is on the screen. Buy a cheaper phone and put a SIM in it. Or option two is just put up with it because you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, but then to buy a cheaper phone just to wait a week for it to get repaired.
Well, why don't you ask them to give you a phone in the meantime?
Excess thing.
Oh, so you have got that option, but you got to pay access on it.
I've got to pay extra on the excess. There's
Okay,
excess that I need to pay anyway.
Right. How much extra are we talking?
About 200 quid, man. I might as well buy another phone for that. Because it's
Wow.
a brand new phone. It's the new Gorilla Glass that's on it.
Okay.
That's
Well,
the dilemma.
that's all I could really advise Kasim is either, like Al Harry says, buy a cheaper phone. I mean, there's smartphones out there that are really cheap. You don't have to get a brand spanking new one, and just keep that phone as like a backup phone for the other thing, or you can just put up with it.
Yeah, man. Maybe.
My mic is apparently very loud.
Well, then sort that out, man. What you doing? So, all right. Well, I think I'll take your advice on that, man. I've got a little bit of a little bit of guidance, should I say? Now, Sayed, tell us. That was my issue of the day. You told us yours, but do tell us, Sayed, who is our guest for today's episode?
Okay, well, hopefully that sounds a lot better now.
Well, that sounds far too quiet because I can't hear you now, Sayed. Come on, sort your game out.
Are you being serious? Can you not hear me?
I barely hear you. Turn it up a little
Holy
bit.
moly.
Crank it up a little.
Is that better now? Can you hear me?
That's beautiful.
All right.
I've never heard you sound more beautiful in my life. Now, Sayed, who is today's guest?
Well, today's guest.
Guest.
Let's get my words out. Today's guest is the one, the only cat. Meow. Look, before we get into that, sorry, Kat, I'm going to cut you off now.
Lovely.
I love that.
There's some tips. There's some tips for Kasim in the chat. So
Next day replacement, they collect your old phone when giving you your new phone.
that's EE insurance.
I might need to change.
Change it up. I think that's why he said, "Oh no, burst my bubble," because now your bubble's been burst about this insurance. That's what's really happened here.
Indeed. Kat, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you on
Glad to be here.
Indeed.
All right, Kat.
All right.
Now, Sid, do you want to bless us with the first question of the show?
Yeah,
Let's get straight into this. Kat, are you ready?
First question.
I am ready.
First question.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first question comes from Billy Zane, not the real Billy Zane, but Billy Zane.
Okay.
Arrived at work. Let me start that again.
Mm-hmm.
So Billy Zane says, I arrive into work and turn on my computer and crack on working. Linda sits next to me, always starts 30 minutes later than me. She comes in, says hello to everyone, looks at me, and then says in a stern voice, get out of my chair. That's my chair. I want it back by the time I've made my coffee. She walks off to make a coffee. I don't move. So she comes back and repeats herself for me to get out of the chair. I asked her to point out where is it posted or embroidered on the seat that this is at Linda's seat. I refused to move. The look on her face was worth what happened next. She grabs the chair, shakes it to the point where I fall off. She pulls the chair to a desk, knocks coffee over a keyboard, and now she has to pay for another one. Perfect. Now, the advice I want to know is, should I put a grievance against her for assault, or just enjoy the fact that she has to pay for a new keyboard?
That's amazing. Let's roll the dice and find out, shall we?
Oh, Linda's going to get changed to Karen.
It's a 1. So that means we are going to keep it short and sweet. But before we give you the advice, which will be a short and sweet advice, I just want to talk about this a little bit, because I've been in this situation before where...
What, give me a chair. Give me my chair. This is my chair.
Give me my chair. Yes. Yeah. So I've been in this situation before. And I can appreciate it. I can appreciate where Linda's coming from. And it might seem like a nitpicky thing, but if you're on a if your day job it requires you to be sat at a desk for the majority of the day,
then you want to make sure that the chair I can't get my words out. You want to make sure that the chair is comfortable.
Then you want to make sure that your chair is comfortable. Now, you might do different things to do that. Some people put like a backrest on. Some people adjust the height. Some chairs, especially in the office nowadays, I think that they've made it into a bit more of a requirement that it has to have a certain level of accessibility with it. So you've got to be able to adjust the height, the what do you call it, the lean. I don't know what the actual word for that's called, but I'm going to go with the lean. You've got to be able to the recline. Thank you. You've got to sort out the armrests, make sure that they're at a comfortable height. It's all about making sure that the employee is comfortable when they're working. Right?
Have you done a seminar on discussing?
I had to do one. So now here's the thing. You weren't expecting that to, were you?
No, it's just the way that you were saying it. Just the way that you were saying it was like as if you've had some experience in this.
Yeah. So I. When I started, I once for a client went in to work at their offices, and I was doing a bit of a consultation type situation with them. And when I went and I sat down on somebody's chair, and I didn't realize. Now I'd actually gone to the point where because of my own ignorance and not realizing that that was somebody's chair and they were sat in that position, for that desk, I'd actually changed everything to suit my needs and ruined where theirs was. And it might seem like a minor thing, but I feel passionate about this. So in all honesty, I think that Billy Zane is in the complete wrong. So if I was to give advice on this, my advice would be leave other people's chairs alone, Billy Zane.
Okay. Kat?
Then you wouldn't be in that situation.
Kat, you're on mute, by the way.
I know, I realised. I mean, to be honest, the first thing I'm concerned about is the actual place that he's working, to be honest, because if I was him, I'd question the type of people that his employees are employing, first of all, because Linda seems like an absolute psycho. Second of all, I think you should get that grievance in, Billy Zane, because you don't deserve to be treated like that, having a woman come up to you and shaking your chair until you fall off. I mean, first of all, I don't know how that was possible, to be honest, but if that's what you say happened, then it happened, obviously, didn't it? But yeah, get that grievance in, mate, and don't put up with it, and get Linda.
Get Linda fired.
Do a Karen on a Linda and get a grievance in about her, make a complaint.
Okay. So what's your short and sweet advice? Put a grievance in against her, yeah?
Put the grievance in and don't put up with that rubbish.
Oh man. Ain't about that life. Okay. Well, I've experienced it. What exactly the same as you guys. I used to put Tipp-Ex on the armrests. So when someone used to say that, that's my chair, they'd be like, no, it's not. So can you see that Tipp-Ex there? I put that there. And they'd be like, oh, right, okay, then you give it back. So my advice, I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. Literally, Billy, is, buy her a sorry card and the new keyboard. take out all the keys from the keyboard except for two letters F and U, standing for fantastic
Forget you.
understanding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I think she has been really understanding the situation. There you go. That's my advice.
Love it. Love it. And on that note, let's move on to the next question. Jinx says my best mate is getting married on my birthday. He's recently sprung this on me, and I have plans as it's my 30th. If lockdown isn't existing, then I'd rather do my birthday plans than go to his wedding, which makes it worse as he's asking me to be his best man. A CBA with all that. Am I selfish for wanting to do my own birthday plans than go to his wedding? Please advise me.
Ooh, that's a tricky one, man. That's like a big birthday as well.
It is the big 3-0, man. The big 3-0. Let's have a look at that dice and see what it says. It's a 6. It's a 6. So that means you've hit jackpot. You're going to get the best advice you've ever heard. Now, or it might not be. Who knows? Now,
before we get into it, Kasim, I just want to say, guys, if anyone does want to join us, I'm going to post the link again. Please, if you want to get involved, don't be shy. Just click the link and join us.
Just jump in. Join. Now,
and also, before you do start, thank you very much for that. I liked it too. The keyboard idea.
So, Sid, what's your initial thoughts on this?
Oh man, I kind of want to get into the advice side of things, so I'm kind of going to go straight into it.
Okay.
I would say, Jinx, look, the reality is you're only going to turn 30 once in your life, yeah. Whereas your mate, don't want to say anything bad, but he can always get married again if need be. Or he can even change the dates of his wedding. Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to get him to rearrange his wedding. And the reason being, you can't rearrange your date of birth, right? Those are the exact same words. Mate, can you rearrange your wedding? Because I can't rearrange my date of birth. Yeah. If he says anything to you like, oh, no, it's going to cost me so much, then bin him off. Yeah, you don't need a mate like that. How inconsiderate. If he's your best mate, he should know, that it's going to be Jinx's 30th on that day. Maybe he's got something planned. He doesn't turn 30 every day. So what you need to do, Jinx, is sit him down, have a chat, tell him to change it. If he ain't going to change it, then get rid of him. And before you do get rid of him, say, do you know, I will be your best man. Yeah. Hype him up, saying you're going to have the best stag do ever. Yeah. And then don't arrange anything. Book a cabin in the middle of the woods and just have him turn up on his own with no one else there for his stag do. And that's it. And that'll teach him a lesson for not rearranging his wedding, won't it? That's my advice.
Love it, love it. Kat, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to be honest with you. I need you to repeat the question for me, please.
Yeah, of course. So the question came in by a guy called Jinx. Jinx says that my best mate is getting married on my birthday. He's recently sprung this on me, and I have plans as it's my 30th. If lockdown isn't existing, then I'd rather do my birthday plans than go to his wedding. What makes it worse is he's asking me to be his best man, a CBA with all that. Am I selfish for wanting to do my own birthday plans than go to his wedding? Please advise me.
I mean, all I'd say to that is stop crying. It's only your 30th. You can celebrate your birthday on another weekend, but you only get married once, and it's your best friend's wedding. He's asking you to be his best man. Go and be the best man at the wedding. Would you be more upset about not being asked to
You only get married once.
Or...
You know that phrase is that phrase is absolute tosh.
Yeah, but it's one in a lifetime experience, isn't it? It's not something that happens every year, is it?
Being 30 is you only be 30
once.
Yeah, but
you might have a 31st, but you might be dead by tomorrow. Who knows?
His best mate might be dead by tomorrow, and then there's not.
Yeah, the best mate is Jinx. He's not. What's he going to do then?
Well, I just think you should just stop crying about it.
I think that. Yeah, I think you should just forget about it.
No.
Carry on. Go on, carry on.
No, I just think he just needs to stop being a bit of a drama queen and just go to the wedding and then
Drama
have your
queen?
birthday on the following weekend. You can't rearrange a wedding, but you can rearrange a birthday, can't you?
Oh, so if it was your 30th birthday,
if it was my 30th birthday,
someone's getting married.
If it was my 30th birthday and my best friend was getting married on the day it was my 30th, and my best friend asked me to be a maid of honor or a bridesmaid, I would have gone to the wedding and then celebrate my birthday the following weekend.
No.
It's called being an adult. And
I think both of you guys have got this wrong, right? And I'm going to tell you why. I think Jinx has an opportunity of a lifetime here. And this is why. If you think on how the wedding is going to be done, it's going to look beautiful. The event's going to be stunning, right?
1 second, Cassim.
What you should do...
What's that, Cassim? My advice is never wrong.
Hang on.
How dare you?
If people want to take your advice, that's different. My advice. Obviously, I'm going to think my advice is right. You can think your advice is right. But... I'm on one today. I can tell. It's them bananas. I tell you what, them bananas have gotten to you. I think you, Jinx, have a perfect opportunity here, and I'm going to explain to you why. This wedding is going to be kitted out. Yeah, you're going to have all the centerpieces there. It's going to look lovely. It's going to look stunning. And if you want, by the way, guys, if you want a stunning event decoration for your wedding or for your next event, Polaris Events are the people to go to. Now, side note, back to you, Jinx. Jinx, simple enough. This is what you should do. You should go to your mate, because he is your mate. At the end of the day, he is your mate, and he's asking you to be his best man. You need to compromise with him. You say, look, this is the honest truth. I want my own birthday party. Yeah. I want to celebrate my 30th. So what I'm proposing to you is let's do a joint wedding/birthday party. That way, you don't need to worry about catering. You don't need to worry about decor. You just get one banner up which says "Happy 30th." Yeah, boom. You're both happy. He gets you as best man. You get free food and sorted, and then you can go on a night out later. You're all probably going to go on a night out anyway after that. So, boom. I think you just make the best of that situation and you turn it into your favor. That's what I do.
You want to share your 30th with someone else? Are you mad?
No, because he's not turning 30. He's celebrating a wedding. He's just going to be there. That's smart.
You know what? I tell you what, you know when you turn 30, when you turn 30, one day when you turn 30, because I didn't have a 30th birthday party just due to sad circumstances. I want to have my 30th birthday party with you.
Let's do it.
All right. But when I get married, I want you to do all the catering and everything, the food, the cake. You sort everything out. I'll just turn up.
Look,
but I want a cake though. That says 30th.
If you're saying you want to celebrate your 30th birthday when I'm getting married.
No, not when you get married. I want your 30th.
No, I'm not going to do it for no reason. That doesn't make sense.
It is.
That's not what I'm saying.
You're my co-host.
This guy is already.
I have deep love for you, my brother. Yeah. So I want to share
Polaris Events, Orion Design Studio, LV Sweet Treats, or ELT Prince.
No, why don't you want to share your 30th with me?
What's otherwise?
Why don't you want to share your 30th with me?
Because I am. If I was getting married and it was happening, then yeah.
No, I'm just saying in general. This is the whole point. This is what I'm saying to you. Why should he share his 30th with another event? Like, you don't want to share your 30th with me.
I'd share my birthday happily with you.
No,
but then we'd have to go halves on the cost.
No, why would we go halves on the cost? I'm just going off your advice. You're gonna already have a little birthday party and have everything set up. Just include me with it.
Of course, fine. Happy days. I'm a sharing type of person.
Well, obviously, not until a couple of minutes ago. You're like, oh, if everyone else gets involved, then maybe you will have a nice little birthday party.
Nah, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is because this wedding is already going to happen. This wedding's already going to happen. There is no doubt. Look, on one end, you've got two egos.
That's
one
true.
ego. Yeah. One ego is I want a 30th. On the other ego is I want my wedding. No, guy's not going to change his wedding date to fit somebody else's needs. He's not going to change his birthday because.
What if he then turns around and says, "Chip in for the wedding"? Like,
say to him that's fine.
You want to
say that's fine. I'll put up my own. Say to him that's fine. Say I'll put up my own birthday banner. Just buy one of them cheap ones from Asda. Yeah, 30th birthday, stick it on the wall somewhere. Happy days, you contributed your half. He's gonna pay for the decoration anyway. He's gonna pay for the food anyway. Yeah, you got a free cake. You got a free wedding cake, man. What? You don't even need to pay for a birthday cake. Yeah, you got free cake.
Okay, so you've answered that question there. Does he get half the cake?
Yeah, of course he does. You don't even need to pay for it. You get a huge wedding cake. Just have a couple of slices, man, and then go out. Everybody's gonna go out on the pub crawl afterwards anyway. Happy days.
Oh man, who would want a wedding at the Oh, guys.
I mean, I think it's a bit ironic that his name is Jinx and his mates booked his wedding on his 30th birthday. If that's not Jinx, then I don't know what is.
Hey, that's a good point.
Do you know what?
That's a good point.
That's the thing. Roy is the only one that's agreed with me from you guys. Ditch the mate. There we go.
No, man, your mate over something.
That's basically what I said, though. So
no, it's not. It's not what you said, though. It's not. You didn't say that, though.
I did, though.
You didn't, though. Look, this is what Roy has said. Look, yeah, this guy's bonkers. As if he should ditch his mate's wedding because it's on his birthday. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's basically what I said.
Yeah, she's in agreement with you, man.
Apology accepted.
I never apologize.
But it's like I said, like, I've got an example for you. One of my cousins was getting married on the day of my birthday. I didn't throw a hissy fit thinking, why are they getting married on my birthday? I'm not going to go. That's really selfish of them. I went and I celebrated with them, and then I celebrated my birthday a week after. That's what you do when it's someone who's close to you. You celebrate their happiness. If it's a birthday, like I said, you have your birthdays once every year. Birthdays come and go, but weddings...
Was it your 30th, though?
It wasn't my 30th.
Okay.
It was my...
Now, we all know big birthdays are 18, 21, 30, and then...
Yeah, but what
what
Jinx needs to bear in mind is his best mate obviously had to take his other half's availability into consideration as well, and they had to work around his other half's ability, hence why they booked it on that date. And this is what I mean. He just needs to buckle up and just sort his head out and go to the wedding, have a good time. There's going to be food. There's going to be drinks. Get drunk. Have a good time. Have your birthday the following weekend. That's it. Problem solved.
Okay. I think we spent quite enough on this stupid question. Yeah. Jinx, do what I said. Don't listen to him. Do what I said. Dump him. Get him binned. And move on and have a nice little birthday party on your own. And now, guys, it's time for Qasim versus the world.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay. so for Qasim versus the world, guys, just to let everybody remember what the scores were, we were at 3-5. That was 3 to you guys, and mostly
no,
to you,
hang on a minute.
What's 3 to you, Qasim?
5 to you. You were losing, mate.
It's 3 to you, Qasim. 5 to the world.
You were being annihilated. Why are you making up these fake figures? I'm going to get Linda on you in a minute. Get Linda.
Yeah, Linda on me. Yeah, shake that chair.
Yeah.
So basically, guys, this is the Qasim versus the world. Just in case you weren't here for the start, I think that cursive writing is now a dying art, unless you are somebody who is an artist, like a typography artist who's doing it for some form of work, like, for example, calligraphy work or something along those lines. In today's day and age, cursive handwriting is just not needed. I think everybody should be able to write 100%. No.
Yes.
I think everybody should be able to. Write. Don't get me wrong. I think education is important. I'm not saying don't write, but I think handwriting in general, especially cursive, is a dying art and shouldn't be taught in primary school. I remember learning cursive writing in primary school. I remember having to join up the letters and stuff, and then going into secondary school and then having my teacher say to me, she can't read my writing because it's cursive. Now, there's two things to that. Either one, my handwriting was just bad in general, which probably was the case, but two, it was always because I also used to write in cursive writing. If I just kept to writing straight without any joining up letters, then happy days. I probably would have got A stars in all of my English. But considering that didn't happen, I think that nowadays people are just more likely, if they're going to write up a document, where do they write it up? They write it up on their computer. When they do write up on the computer, it's not like they're using some random cursive font. They're using your stock standard Calibri, or your Montserrat, or your Roboto, or your Times New Roman. They're using something like that. All right, they're not using some fancy schmancy font. That's just needed.
Point.
Are you all right like that? So they're not using that. So what I want to know is what the rest of the world think. Do they agree with me on that point, or do they disagree? Do we need cursive handwriting? Kat, what's your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts is I didn't think cursive writing was that deep of an issue, to be honest.
It's always deep. Every issue that I bring up is
I didn't
deep
think
issue.
cursive writing was even a thing. I just thought writing was writing.
No, do you know what cursive writing is, Kat?
Yeah, when you're joining up the letters.
Is that just because I told you what it was?
No.
All right, okay.
But
just
when I
checking.
went to school, they never
No,
enforced cursive
I'm not
writing.
saying that all schools did it.
What school did you go to where they forced you to do that?
My school did it. We got taught cursive
didn't do
writing
that.
as primary schools. My teacher, Mr. Crabtree, he used to make sure that, you had like the line on the paper, and you did like, for example, an L or a T. Yeah. Your L's, your T's, and all that sort of stuff.
Had to hit the bottom.
Had to hit the top line.
Yeah.
Right at the top. You had to touch the line. So the T it wasn't like halfway, you had to touch the line above it. And your L had to touch the line above it. And yeah, that's how he was.
I don't agree that cursive writing is much neater, because I think if letters are separated, that's okay. Here's a question: if cursive writing was a neater form of writing, why isn't it the standard? Why isn't it the standard wherever we see? Like, for example, now, why isn't the text that comes up on the screen cursive? If it was cursive, I guarantee much more people will find it more difficult to read.
I mean, my question is, who even writes nowadays? Everything's all on computer.
That's my point. That is my point. Nowadays, it's very rare, unless you're taking quick notes somewhere. If you're like, you need to for whatever reason. But most of the time, people even write people are at a point nowadays where they're writing the shopping list on their phones.
Kasim, what do you have to say about this? That's on the screen here from Agony.
Cursive ring has
writing.
Right. Cursive writing has each individual's own personality. So I know that there's this thing, depending on the way that you write, depends on what your kind of characteristics are. I don't really believe any of that. That's kind of like saying horoscopes. I'm not really a big believer in horoscopes. If you do believe that, that's great for you. So, I'm not really going to touch on that side because it's not something I know much about. I just don't believe that. But
what's horoscopes got to do with it?
No, because there's this thing that the way, depending on the way that you write, depends on what type of person you are or something like that. What kind of characteristics you can find out by somebody just from the way that they write. I don't even know.
Horoscopes. Or is that from scientific?
No, because I don't know. I don't care. All I know
research
is that
science. Science will rule.
I work in a school and they have to do cursive writing, and we have to teach them how to cursive write. Okay, but why? Because are you in a primary school? Because I guarantee you, by the time they go into secondary, they will stop them from writing cursive because they'll just be like, I can't read it. The L's will look like the I's will look like the L's, the E's will look like an L if they do it in a loopy way. If they do an N and an M, there's confusion, especially if they're together. You can't sometimes tell, depending on the way that you do an A or you do a U, there's always confusion. These are all things I've suffered with,
I mean, this is a pure example of schools teaching you things that you don't need to know. It's like learning
exactly that.
Rather than teaching you about mortgages and bills and taxes and everything like that, if you don't know that, fine. But as long as you're doing your cursive writing, then yeah, go ahead. You're doing well in life.
And like always, if anyone does want to join us to add their 10 pence in, as we say. Don't forget the link is in the description below, and click the link and join us live.
Nowadays, I'd argue completely against that. Weak case, Kasim. It's called education and learning from childhood, as kids do not learn computers at such an early age. Nowadays, my nephew, he's like, 1 year old, and he knows how to use a tablet. Do you know what I mean?
But he's using that tablet. Is using that tablet to learn how to read and write?
Yes, because he's watching educational. We don't just put on random stuff for him. We put on educational stuff on for him.
No,
and I'm not saying.
I didn't say educational stuff, Kasim. I said read and write.
Said.
I shouldn't be getting involved.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, though, just to elaborate on my point that I said right at the start, I don't think people should not learn how to read or write. You need to know how to read or write. Yeah, you need to be able to write in order to be able to even spell, understand reading. It does help. Okay, yeah, so it'll help increase. No,
because just to kind of think,
necessity
from an academic point of view. This is Roy's question. There must be a reason. LH, who has experience, it says this because it improves fine motor skills, increases speed in writing, increases retention.
So to touch on the point, I think in terms of increase the speed of writing, I want to know when and I'm not talking about as a child. I'm talking about when you're going into secondary school, when you're going into your adult life, when you're going into college, when you're going into uni. How many handwritten papers are you delivering nowadays? Because I guarantee it's next to none. Everything's written up on Word. Everything's written up on PowerPoint. Everything's even when you're in work and business, it's all digital.
True, Kasim, you're right.
But if it's all digital, then One's Ed Production says, why do we still have books? Everything on computer.
Nowadays, there's a solution to that. Nowadays, you can get any book you want via Amazon as an ebook on your Kindle edition, whichever edition, or Kindle. You can read books. Nowadays, people are even doing it as audio. You can listen to audiobooks because it's now being scientifically proven that it's also a way to help people learn.
So cursive writing improves neural connections. Cursive stimulates the brain in a way that typing cannot. Ooh, Kasim.
See, here's the thing, Sid. I think we need to wrap this up a little bit, but to leave on my final point, there's only one person who I feel like is going against me a little bit here. I think the rest of the world agrees. That's Alha.
No, Roya is against you. Agniant's against you.
Yeah, but I've got a few people. I'm
with you on this one, Kasim. I'm with you on this one.
But ZSR agrees.
ZSR may agree. But to be fair, Kasim, the points that raised by Alha are actually quite important and do demonstrate the importance of cursive writing.
See, I'm gonna chuck in a curveball here. I'm just gonna say. I hope that this isn't for the aftermath of after the show, which is why you're deciding where you're siding.
No, nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Because this is what was the turning point. Look, cursive writing stimulates the brains in ways typing cannot, and as from a child, that kind of stuff. Okay,
let me ask you a question.
So
you said that you were in the same boat. You said that you were in the same boat.
Just to wrap this up now, guys.
Do you feel like cursive writing in any way, shape, size, or form has improved your way of living when it comes to writing stuff up?
I actually enjoy it now. I enjoy doing cursive writing. Like when I write now.
When was the last time?
When was the last time you did that?
Apart from a birthday card.
A birthday card. Whenever I write now, I write cursive.
Yeah, but when was the last time?
I still write cursive. I'm not.
That's my point.
The thing is, when I write now, I'm not saying I'm in the habit from primary school of writing cursively. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's redundant now.
It looks nice.
Oh, okay. So because it looks pretty, that's why everybody should do it.
It's not redundant because apparently it improves neural connections and stimulates the brains.
So does typing. In fact,
it also
I'd argue that typing enables you to multitask because not only do you need to
fine motor skills, increases speed in writing.
When you apply for a job,
okay, Kasim,
Dr. Zach and Max joined.
I need to ask you this: is your issue with cursive writing or writing in general? Because your argument's been mainly based on writing in general.
No, because so it's a bit of both, but especially cursive writing, because I think, like I said right at the start, and I want to clarify, I think writing is important. I'm not saying writing isn't. I think everybody should know.
Have you not seen that video? Have you not seen that video of Prince Philip where he goes into a primary school and he berates a teacher for not for the kids not being taught cursive writing?
I have no care in the world for that. That does not look. When you go to a job interview, let me ask you something. When you go to a job interview, do they ask, like, let's say for example you're a journalist, okay? When you go into a job interview, do they ask you how many words per minute can you type on a computer, or how many words per minute can you write? They'll never ask you. They just expect you to know how to write.
Your question is absolutely out of this world, because you know that they're not going to ask that.
Exactly.
Everyone knows that they're not going to say how many letters can you write.
Exactly. That's my point.
But you got to remember, Qasim, this is only through to the. I'm getting involved in this, so I can't. Okay, so to wrap this up, the point goes to the world. But let's see what Dr. Zakir Naik has to say.
Well, let's hear Dr. Zakir Naik and then decide the point. Holy moly! You're like, no. Let's give the point first, and then let's Dr. Zakir Naik. You know, regardless of what doctor needs to say, Dr. Zakir, thank you for joining us.
No problem with it. Happy to be here, brother. Asked a very intellectual question, very important question. Writing. Important and influential in our society.
Okay.
Sorry. Go again, Doctor.
Doctor, you keep breaking up. Start again, please.
Was asked a very intellectual question about. Was your question about the importance of cursive writing? Like, you think it is not important?
Yeah, I think cursive writing isn't important.
Who is this fraud? Obviously, guys.
Dr. Zakir Naik has banned this country.
This could be the real Dr. Zakir. Yeah, people are calling him a fraud. Let's just give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Let him say
online. Zakir Naik is banned in this country. What are you doing, lad? Get out. You're not welcome here.
Right,
don't worry. I've had a conversation. I've had the conversation with the
Okay.
I'd like to apologize.
They have let me come to the show.
Guest. Cat, let the doctor speak.
You're breaking the law.
I am the doctor. You are the student. I am prescribing for you this truth. So allow me to speak.
No, doctor, I'm sorry. I have to remove you from the call. Only one doctor can prescribe truth, and that is definitely not you. And on that note, Sayed, what is your verdict?
Oh yeah, my verdict still stands. I'm gonna have to give it to the world.
What?
I am.
I'm
gonna have to give it to the world.
They put up
a good
argument. Got to do with your neural pathways. You wanted me to pull out some scientific next time. Now my next one is just gonna have science based only. That's it.
Oh man, well you failed to prepare for that. Obviously, Al Hay knew all about
pathways.
it. So, you know, she got you with all that scientific jargon.
Chucking in buzzwords for no reason. All these buzzwords. There you go. There's your 6. You're happy now. The world. Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
I didn't think it was that deep of an issue, but anyway.
It's always deep. It is always.
When it comes to Qasim, it always is.
And on that note.
Now, it's that time of the show, peeps, where me and Qasim had gone through a list of questions that you guys had sent us, and we thought there's one question in particular that we just can't give the justice it deserves, and there's only one person that can do that, and that is the doctor. Now, the question that we passed to the doctor was from someone called Laser. Now, Laser says, how do I stop my kids' addiction to tablets and phones? I've tried hiding them, but they cry the house down. So I give in and give them their devices back. I'm worried about the addiction, but I'm all out of ideas. What would you suggest I do?
Interesting.
And
Now,
that is the. Sorry.
sorry, go on.
Carry on. No, it's okay. Carry on.
So some say that the Doctor enjoys playing the egg toss game at picnics to give everyone else a chance. He always plays without a partner. He wins anyway.
Wow. Now, it's been said, if you want to see a list of the Doctor's enemies, just check the extinct species list.
And on that note, welcome, the Doctor.
Doctor here. Just while you're checking that list, add that imposter to that list as well. I doubt you'll be hearing from him. Doctor Nickelback, whatever his name was. Now, we've got a classic case here of kid meets parent, and parent doesn't know how to control kid. Well, that's fine. For a 3-year-old versus a 3-year-old. However, you need to get a grip laser because you've obviously not got lasers in your hands, your eyes, or anywhere else that can help you take control of the situation, have you? So I think the key thing to do here is, understand you are the adult. Now, some would say, you could play fire with fire. And when your kids start screaming down the house, you also could start screaming down the house. However, I don't think that would be the best move. Because if you're putting your lungs up to the challenge versus your child's lungs, I promise you, you're not going to win. These kids, they can scream for a goddamn minute. I'll tell you that now. But what you have to do, laser, is be laser focused in your approach. Now, the way that you do that is quite simple. Yeah, take the tablet off them. But then you must reward them for good behaviour and listening. Set rewards out. So, for example, I will let you play for an hour if you're a good boy or a good girl today. When that hour is up, you must give it back. Do you understand, child? Once they have affirmed that they understand, you need to reaffirm that understanding by then threatening them with the step. And believe me, Laser, no child likes the step. And then you just need to follow through in it. And that is the way to do it. And if that doesn't work, well, go back to option A. Meet fire with fire. Scream down that house. Get your partner involved if you must. If you've got other kids, get them involved as well. All of you just stand around the kid who's screaming and scream back at the kid.
It works.
Sooner or later, one of you will stop. All you've got to make sure, Laser, is you're not the first one to stop. And that is the truth I prescribe.
And that, guys, is how you prescribe the truth. Now,
That is how you prescribe the truth. Now, we also had some advice that came in from the chat in regards to that. So, the doctor's advice was absolutely brilliant, but Alahaya also said, don't give in. Give them limited amount of time on the tablet, 50 minutes a day. Keep that designated time so they know they'll be getting it. Don't break it. They need to understand the expectations and boundaries. ZSR said, use the kids mode, parental controls limit time. Same thing there. Make sure they earn their time. And Chongus very rightly says, the steps equals the new corner. And for those of you who don't know what the corner is, it's where your mum used to send you.
Same as stand at the wall, put your hands up. If you move your finger down slightly, you're going to get what? Same as
No, it wasn't.
stare at the
corner.
wall.
The corner was just go stand in the corner of the wall in the room.
Yeah,
Corner of
same
the
as
room and just stand
go
there.
stand by the wall, stand in the corner, sit on the step. They all join hand in hand. You can use any one of them. Be as creative as you want. Did you ever have to do the monkey
The
or the
monkey.
chicken?
The chicken stance, yeah.
Chicken stunts. Yeah.
I think only South Asians know about the chicken stunts.
the chicken stance, and if you didn't do that, you'd get the good old chapel with it. Google that. Now, on that note, guys, such a happy note to end on the chapel there.
Aye.
On that note, guys, that's it from us. Thank you, Kat, for joining us on this episode. We've loved having you on.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Indeed,
Good point,
indeed.
Monzed.
And thank you to everybody who has joined in on call, who has also joined in on the chat. We've absolutely loved having you on. Make sure, if you've not already done so, give us a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up on this video. It costs you nothing and it gives us loads in return. It shows us that you like what we're doing. And most importantly, if you do want to support the show, make sure to follow us on our Patreon. Now, we're here every Mondays and Thursdays from 8 till 9. That's all from us, guys. And we'll see you on Thursday.
See you on Thursday, peeps. Goodbye for now.